Just listen to that. The wind's been whipping today. The leaves are scattered all about. Tree branches are shaking. The gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. That heavy wind also brought elevated fire danger, something Axel was really concerned about, right along the Front Range. We want to get right to Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin now with the latest on the forecast. That wind, in that beautiful shot one of our photographers took was lovely, but it can be very dangerous.
It absolutely can. And I was thinking a lot of people did some raking over the weekend, get those leaves in a pile. They are long gone. You're not going to have to bag those or get rid of them. They are in Kansas by now. Hopefully your garbage can is not in Kansas as well. We've had gusts to 75 miles per hour. Things are slowly starting to improve as the evening drive gets underway, but it's not calm out there. And we had a little bit of mountain snow, which threw people off in the northern mountains this morning that weren't paying attention to the forecast. So it's been an interesting weather day, but here are a handful of some of the peak wind gusts this afternoon. Dangerous, damaging wind, creating elevated and critical fire weather with low humidity, 10 to 15%. And the other big story, yesterday we were almost 80 degrees. Currently we're about 60 here at the 9 News studio. So that northerly influence of the wind has made it 21 degrees colder this hour than we were this time yesterday. So if you woke up with a little headache, you're like, what is going on? That pressure gradient, that pressure difference certainly can impact you physically and your health. We're dealing with some gusty winds out east and across elevated terrain. So the red flag warning remains in effect through 6 o'clock tonight for Denver and eastern Colorado. The storm is lifting north away from us. Temperatures are going to trend cold tonight. How cold, you say? We're under a freeze warning, upper 20s and lower 30s, all part of your weather headlines. We're going to cover this next weather change, the timing and impact. We'll have all of it just ahead.
One of the men involved in an armed break-in at an apartment complex in Aurora has accepted a guilty plea. The crime at the Edge at Lowry complex last summer was caught on video and it gained national attention. The video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into an apartment. Today, we've learned one of the men involved, Nifred Zerpa Acosta, pleaded guilty to burglary, assault, and using a weapon in a violent crime. He also pleaded guilty, by the way, for his part in a violent kidnapping this past December. Aurora police say a man and a woman had been bound, threatened, and assaulted before being let go and calling for help. Zerpa Acosta has been sentenced now to 12 years in prison.
Federal investigators are still working to figure out what hit a United Airlines jet carrying 134 passengers on a flight from Denver to Los Angeles. Happened last Thursday, led the pilot to divert to Salt Lake City. Today, Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates caught up with a Denver college student who was on that plane.
It was just a day trip. I was going by myself because I had an unused flight credit from United that was going to expire if I didn't travel. So I was like, why not? I've never been to Los Angeles, so let's just spend a day there.
Regis University senior Heather Ramsey documented her travels last Thursday. From the pre-dawn darkness to morning's first light, a peaceful adventure until...
And that's when the pilot made the emergency broadcast, right, saying, hey folks, I have some bad news. Unfortunately, the aircraft has collided with an object and shattered a window in the cockpit.
Heather kept her phone rolling.
Experienced quite a bit of turbulence after that, which was pretty nerve-wracking, I won't lie. But after hearing an announcement like that, you really are just holding your breath, and so every little jostle can really be stressful.
Instead of Los Angeles, the pilots diverted to Salt Lake City.
I heard one of the flight attendants say to her coworker, oh yes, this plane is definitely going out of service. It's not cracked, it's shattered.
Heather never saw the damage, but photos posted on social media captured it, and injuries to the pilot.
It's scary, and the fact that he was able to come on the intercom, give that announcement, and remain so composed and so calm, I think really is what kept all the passengers out of a state of panic.
After spending hours in the Salt Lake airport, she finally made it to LA, even enjoyed an acai bowl at the beach. After a brief few hours in Los Angeles, Heather Ramsey returned safely to Denver Thursday evening. As for what happened, 9 News aviation expert Greg Feith told us today it's highly likely that a piece of space junk falling to Earth hit the plane. It appears the object hit the pillar separating the two sides of the plane's front windshield. Had it hit the glass directly, he said it could have been a much more dangerous situation. Live in the newsroom, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
It's a wild story. We don't think about all the layers on those windshields, but thank goodness they're there.
Yes, I mean, it cracked a million different ways, but it did not breach all the way through it.
All right. Thank you, Kevin.
Federal investigators are also looking into a deadly plane crash near the Erie airport. It happened Sunday afternoon. Police were called to the scene about 3:30. Erie police say a single-engine plane crashed into field east of the runway, killing both people on board. Mountain View Fire Rescue says there was some sort of mishap with the aircraft, but they don't know exactly what it is at this point. The two victims were not residents of Colorado. We are working to find more about who they were.
Two people were hit and killed while crossing Smoky Hill Road in Centennial last night. That's according to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Investigators say two women were crossing near South Waco Street about 10 p.m. when they were hit by a driver traveling west on Smoky Hill. One woman died at the scene, the other later at a hospital. Investigators believe the two were on their way to a bus stop. The sheriff's office says the driver stayed on the scene and has been cooperating with the investigation. Drugs and alcohol are not believed to be factors. The sheriff's office also noted there's no traffic light at that intersection and the lighting isn't that good.
Aurora police say this weekend, two of their patrol cars, not one, two, were hit by two separate suspected drunk drivers. Police say the first happened around 3:30 Saturday morning when a driver hit the back of an unmarked patrol car on Airport Boulevard. Police believe truly hard seltzers and other empty cans were in the car. The second happened around 12:30 Sunday morning. Officers were turning onto Mississippi from Chambers when one of them was rear-ended. Aurora police say all the officers are doing okay, although two of them do have whiplash injuries. Both drivers were arrested on suspicion of DUI.
The parent company of Colorado's biggest beer company says it's going to cut hundreds of jobs as part of a restructuring plan. Molson Coors says it'll eliminate 400 positions across its America business by the end of the year. That represents about 9% of the salaried workforce. Out of those 400, it's unclear how many employees are based here in Colorado. Molson Coors says this comes as part of a plan for a leaner organization. Back in August, the company had forecast a drop in annual profit, anticipating tariff impacts from the cost of aluminum for their cans.